We are going to rapid fire 22 questions in 2 minutes or thereabouts.
Okay.
Okay? First question. Where were you born?
Hempstead, New York.
Second question. Who would you want to play you in a movie?
All right, I've gotten this question several times before, and here's my answer on this. I think if I say an actor, then they have to come out and publicly kind of say rebuke or something. So I'm going to refuse to answer that, only to limit the
backlash.
Yeah, the backlash, because the actor will then have to come out and say that they don't want to ever play him. They will never play me. So I'll wait till the deal is signed.
Okay. What was your first job?
So my first job, I mean, when I was a kid, I sold everything, and it's in the book. I was the serial entrepreneur. I sold greeting cards, I sharpened skis, whatever I could do to make money. But my first job that I got a paycheck at, I worked for a boatyard in Rhode Island, and I cleaned boats. I sanded the bottoms, sanded teak, polished, whatever needed to get done for, I think, like $3 an hour.
Big money maker.
Yeah.
What is your biggest fear?
I'm not a fan of heights.
Who makes you laugh the most?
Answer
wisely.
Probably my kids.
Yeah. That is a good answer.
Thanks.
What is the one thing you need to have in your fridge at all times?
I don't know.
I think I know.
Well, I don't. So I'm going to pass on that one.
Seltzer water.
Yeah, I don't know that I need to have it, though.
Okay. Okay. What is your favorite adult beverage?
It changes with the season, but I have been known to have a vodka soda with a lime.
Just one lime.
Well, I usually have 3. I didn't know we were getting that specific.
I mean, favorite's a favorite. Who is the most interesting person you met recently? I promise that's on the card.
Most interesting person I met recently. Oh. Goodness. I'm sure there's been an event where I've seen somebody that I off the top of my head, I can't answer that.
Okay.
So if you want to be interesting and meet
it can be you. That's the grand prize. What is your middle name?
Michael.
I knew that. What is your biggest pet peeve?
There's a couple that are
no,
tied.
You don't say.
Yeah, there's a couple. I think people who drive in the left lane are up there.
Yeah.
that don't know how to drive according to traffic flows and cause traffic. People who play loud, who talk on their phone without a headset. I mean, so it's on speaker and you're walking down either playing music or talking with everything on. That's up there.
Yeah. What is the last book you read?
The last book I read is Perfectly Yourself by, I think his name's Michael Kelly. It was a book that my pastor at St. Mary's gave all the parishioners during Lent. That sort of was a really good look at who we are as individuals and how to be a better person.
Mm-hmm. I think you've also read this one a few times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that counts as much, but you should read the briefing. It's available for pre-order now.
One more day to say that. What is your favorite hobby?
I do enjoy reading, especially political books and thrillers in the fiction realm. So that's up there. And then I don't know if it's a hobby, but I really enjoy, obviously, spending time with my kids and my wife.
Mm-hmm. That can be a hobby. We'll allow it. What is your guilty pleasure?
I have a few. It depends. I do love a good trail mix.
Okay.
I mean, is that we're in food or is?
I mean, I think it's in general, but we can go with food if you want.
Yeah.
A good trail mix, huh? That's what's doing it for you.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it PG.
Okay. Do you have any hidden talents?
I'm sure. I don't know off the top of my head what would qualify as a hidden talent.
I have one that you have.
Well, this isn't your Q&A.
You know all the ins and outs of traveling.
I don't. I will say this. I acquire great tips from people and then utilize them. So whether
and you share them.
I do, but they're not my tips as much as I've other people will share a good travel tip, and then I catalog it away and utilize it. So I think I've become a much better traveler, and you're right. I try to share it with those who travel with me so that they can also be better travelers.
Exactly. That counts, I think. What color is your toothbrush?
Clear.
Okay.
Well, I have a white one. It depends. If the travel one is clear, one at home is white with with brushes.
So basic.
I didn't realize that toothbrushes were the new thing.
What's your worst habit?
Worst habit? I haven't really thought about it. I'm not sure.
You're just so perfect.
Huh?
You're just so perfect.
No, I'm not. I just don't. I haven't really spent a ton of time thinking about what my worst habit is. We'll have to work on that.
Okay. I'll come up with some.
Yeah.
How do you take your coffee? Depends on the day.
No, it never does. I'm a big fan of like stevia, and skim milk. Although I do love a good half and half, but I'm trying to be conscious of the calories.
Right. Slim Jim. What is the last movie you saw in theaters?
It's either Black Panther or the last Star Wars, and I just can't remember which came out when. But I took my son to see both of those.
Cool. What is the last gift you gave?
I got my wife a purse.
What cause is near and dear to your heart? I think you have a couple.
There's three that I've tried to be as helpful to support. There's a few organizations in the veterans world. I sit on the board of both the Yellow Ribbon Fund and the Independence Fund, both of which provide resources to injured service members. That's one bucket. Second is my wife and I are big supporters of National Council for Adoption. And then third would be pancreatic cancer research. So those are the three that kind of fill those.
Yeah. What is number one on your bucket list?
In all honesty, I think the last year and a half, I've checked off so many things that I didn't even know were on my bucket list. From meeting the Patriots to getting an audience with the Holy Father, working in the White House, flying in Air Force. I mean, there's just a lot of things that I had an unbelievable privilege and honor of doing and seeing and getting and experiencing that, I almost feel like it's selfish to say that I still have a bucket list. So I feel very good about what I've been able to accomplish, or not just accomplish, rather, but experience. And I'm really happy with where I am at this point. And I walk, since we're talking books here, this is part of the reason I wanted people to understand the journey that I took to get me to the White House and why so much of this is really special.
Good answer. Where do you want to go that you've never been? Maybe we can see if they'll sell books there.
Right. There's a couple areas of Italy that I think would be really neat to go to, where Tuscany, Sicily, those would be great. Just because I've seen pictures and so that would be up there on the list. I'm sure there's some really cool islands that would also be nice and relaxing to go to.
Indeed. Could read a good book.
Right.